Okay, welcome to today's lecture of Introduction to Literature, and this is lecture number 3 and lecture number 3 for the final term. So in final term, we are going to have our lecture number 3, and the previous 2 lectures that you are going to get in the YouTube. So I hope that all of you have subscribed to the channel of International University of Scholars, but if you haven't, but you're requested to just go and subscribe to the channel so that you are being updated during this COVID-19 situation. And so today, inshallah, we will be reading. I hope that all of you are doing fine, and today we'll be reading, inshallah, that literary terms. So during the final term, we have read so far 14 literary terms, and today we're going to start with number 15, and then I'll be trying to make you understand and make you comprehend the thing very easily. So if you just hear to the lecture with proper attention, and trust me, you will be understanding it very quickly. And if I don't know that how far is visible the writing, but I'm trying my best just to make it visible to you. In case if you find that it's not visible to you, make sure that you just zoom in and then zoom out just to make it balanced for yourself, a proper understanding. And I'll be giving you all the lecture sheets so that you can prepare yourself for the exam and you can study at your own pace. Thank you. So let's start with the very first one, number 15. So don't give number 1 or 2 or 3. So I'll be starting with number 15. So I'm starting with number 15. 1, 5. So I'm gonna start with catastrophe. Okay, catastrophe. Okay, I don't know if it's visible to you. It's CATASTROPHE. It's called catastrophe. Okay, I'm just making it more clear to you. It's called catastrophe. CATASTROPHE. So it's called catastrophe. I hope that is very clear to you. So let's get back to what catastrophe is. If you ask me just for the literal meaning, what would be the literal meaning of catastrophe, then you can just write it down just for your better understanding. You can just write it down, disaster. Okay? You can just write it down, disaster. Or what can you do, like danger? Okay? Danger or kind of like severe. You can go for like, you can also add this adjective, severe danger. Okay, so this is how you can just get the meaning of this word catastrophe. But this word has a different meaning in terms of when you are using it in literature. Okay, this term has a different meaning when you are using it in literature. Okay, that's called catastrophe. But I'll be giving you an example, a nice example, so that you understand. Okay, so just write it down: disaster, dangerous, or you can say that are severely dangerous, so that you understand. That's the exact meaning. Okay, or in Bangla we call it biporjoy. Okay, catastrophe. That's what we call. Now let me tell you a story at first, just for the sake of understanding what catastrophe is. But it may sound a bit difficult to you if I don't tell you the story. So just write it down, something like that. Catastrophe is number 15. Just make it a box, something like that, making it very easy for you. Okay, just make a box. It's called the final. Okay, final. Okay, the final scene. Okay, scene of a tragedy. Okay, very easy. The final scene of a tragedy, or you may call it a drama. Okay, the number 2, you can just point it out. It's A. If I call it A, then number B will be the final scene of a tragedy or drama. Again, box for you understanding, where we witness the fall of a major, okay, major character. If I say character, okay, so this is what the catastrophe is. The final scene of a tragedy or drama. So you know that the final scene, you always know that in the movie or in the drama, wherever you go, you'll be finding that there is a final scene, and you always wait for that final scene, because so that you can know exactly what's going on until you know the hero dies, or until there is an unity in the story. So we always wait for a twist into the final for the final scene, and the final scene reveals everything that happened before, just you know, at the starting of the story, or at the starting of a drama or a tragedy, and we just wait for the final scene. Okay, but in literature, when we use the term catastrophe, we mean that, you know, it's being like something like that. In literature, the tragedy, especially in dramas, okay, in dramas. So in the final scene, you'll be seeing that there is a catastrophe of the hero. That means there is a fall of the hero. It's maybe he's going to die, or maybe something else, but he's going to face a catastrophe. He's going to face a disaster. He's going to face a dangerous event in his life. This is what catastrophe is. Let me give a quick example for that. Just be with me here. I'm just erasing that. Hopefully you have just you got it right. Now look what happens. That is called conceptual mapping. You can understand it very easily. Think of that. Okay, let's say for example, I'm going to take it this one of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Okay, Romeo and Juliet. What happens in the Romeo and Juliet? Okay, number one, just telling you the final scene. Okay, I'm not telling you the whole story of the Romeo and Juliet, but still, if you be with me, if you know the final scene, it means that you know about Romeo and Juliet. So it's a bonus for you. Number one, what happens? Here is the box. It's called conceptual mapping. It makes you easy to understand. Romeo and Juliet, what happens? Number five, just number one, Romeo finds, you can write it down very easily. Remember, you have to give the example during the exam. Romeo finds Juliet is dead. Okay? The lover of Romeo is dead. So Romeo is very much upset, right? So then what happens? Again, I'm just giving the box. Okay, Romeo finds Julia is dead. So what she's gonna do, he's gonna do right now. So he takes the poison right now. He kills himself. He takes poison. He takes poison. Okay, and dies. Now the question to you is that why did he die? Because he found that Juliet is no more. So he kills himself, he commits suicide by taking poison. But you know that there was a twist in Shakespearean tragedy. What happened actually? Juliet was senseless. Okay, she was pretending to be dead, but she wasn't dead. Okay, so then when she gets up after 48 hours, she arises and she finds what? She finds, again conceptual mapping, right now it will be coming here. She finds, Juliet finds what? Juliet finds Romeo is no more. It's no more, okay? Romeo is no more. So what Juliet does right now? She stabs herself, meaning she stabs herself. She kills herself. So now look at the catastrophe right now. What is the catastrophe? If you just give it number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay? So in this 4, this conceptual mapping, I just made it very clear to you that how Romeo and Juliet went through a catastrophe, a disaster in their life. Clear? That's called catastrophe. Remember, it has to be the final scene of the story, of the tragedy, and in the final scene, you'll be witnessing a death, okay? Someone is going to die, maybe the protagonist or maybe the antagonist, but something is going to happen that will reveal the ultimate emotion inside your mind. That's called catastrophe. Very easy. Anyone, even if you're not a student of English, you can get it very easily. This is what catastrophe is. So Romeo finds Juliet is dead. So that's why what he does, he takes poison, drinks poison, He dies, but when Juliet gets up, after being senseless, when she gets up, she finds that Romeo is no more. So what she does actually, she just stabs herself and she died as well. So that's the end of the story, and that's known as catastrophe of a story, meaning that a disaster at the ultimate scene of a tragedy, at the final scene of a tragedy. I hope that all of you got it right. Now, I just want to keep it for you so that I can use it for more example, and that's why Shakespeare is really genius by giving, his all dramas can give you so many theories and so many understandings. That's why his plot of the story is really it weighs very high. So now let's go for number 16. We're going for number 16 right now. You can see that my marker is running out of ink. Okay, I hope that it works. Number 16 is going to be catharsis. Catharsis. Okay, catharsis. It's called Catharsis, catharsis. So if you're thinking of catharsis right now, it's a Greek term, and trust me, what does it mean actually? Aristotle, he coined the term, Aristotle, I say you, Aristotle coined the term catharsis. And what does it mean actually? Only when we analyze the meaning of that, what should catharsis mean actually? We find so many analyses out there, and it's a literary term being used in literature, just to make sure that all of you are aware of that. But what we should be aware of that, it's a question. So let's try to just give you a glimpse, give you a gist of the catharsis. I'll be trying to give you the gist. Remember that it has so many analyses, so many. It means, like some says in marketing, like it's called emotional catharsis, okay? Or even in the movie, or even everywhere we're finding there is a catharsis. But what does it mean actually? What does it mean? If you ask me what does it mean, just write it down with me. I hope that all of you are with me. Catharsis meaning that purification of the emotion, okay, related to pity and fear, okay, F-E-A-R, fear. So purification of the emotion related to pity and fear. So it's so what is catharsis? It's a very easy understanding, meaning that purification of the catharsis, purification of the emotion. Have you seen the gold actually, how the gold has been made? Okay, it went through so many revolutionary burning actually. It burns, it has to be burned so that it becomes purified, and then you have the gold with all of you, and then it becomes a necklace, okay? It's like, so that our emotion goes through a purification stage, okay, where you have been purified, your emotions have been purified. When you see a drama, when you see a movie, you're finding that all of a sudden the tears are rolling down from your eyes, but you don't know why the tears are rolling out from your eyes. So it's known as catharsis. It's known as a pity and fear. Your emotion surges up, your emotion rises up, and then you start crying or you start laughing. So now the question is that when a writer or a dramatist, they present a drama on the stage actually, they present a drama on the stage, and what do you think? Is it the writing skill that shows you the real catharsis? No. The catharsis happens with the audience. That is, those who are viewing it, those who are watching it, they are the victim of these catharsis. They are the object of these catharsis. The movie exactly knows how to make you cry. The producer, the director, exactly knows how to make you cry, because your emotion surges up and you start crying. The producer, the director, or those who work with the advertisement, they exactly know when to give you the ad, because you have to hold your emotion. You know that there is a tragic scene going on, and you'll be finding that there is an advertisement coming on, and you say, "Ooh, no, I don't want this advertisement. I wish the advertisement, there was no advertisement." You wait for that emotion to reveal. You want that, like what we want. We want that, we can't control our emotion. Come on, don't give any advertisement. I just want to see the last scene. So it goes through a purification. They exactly know how to make you cry. And in all the story, in all the novella, in all the poems, in all the tragedies, you'll be finding that there is a stage of catharsis. Because our main target is the audience, how the audience is reacting with a piece of word. Clear? So it means that now, if I say that I'm an artist, okay, I'm just on the stage right now, and you are my audience, okay, you see that I'm trying to make you understand with so many things because, I know that the emotion is going to come from you. I'm giving all my emotions on the stage, and I know that this emotion is going to come from you. This is what catharsis is. It's going to rise your pity. It's going to give you fear. It's going to rise your love. It's going to play with your emotions and your sentiment, and you'll be feeling until you release yourself. Until, when you cry, after that crying, you feel so good. Why? Because it's a purification for you. It's kind of like, if you think of from the Islamic tradition, like we just purify ourselves because there's so many dirt, and that's called ablution. We purify ourselves so that we stay good. So we need to be purified, right? And this is the bodily purification, but this one is known as the purification of our emotion. Now, just be with me. Now, just think of this one. Romeo finds Juliet is dead. Suspense. Now, that before that scene, that Juliet drank a kind of a poison that has made her senseless. Clear? That has made her senseless. And so that. But Romeo doesn't know that. Does Romeo know that? He doesn't know that. So what he did, actually, he found that his beloved is no more, his love is no more. So he took the poison and he drank. And then what happens? And that, come on, Romeo, you shouldn't be doing this. Come on, that. Who knows that? Audience, but Romeo doesn't know that. And you find that the emotion is surging out from your heart. I don't know. Romeo doesn't know that Juliet is alive, but the audience exactly know that Juliet is alive. She is senseless only for 48 hours, and she's going to come back after 48 hours. And that's why you are going to blame whom? You are going to blame Romeo. Come on, Romeo, don't do this. But Romeo drinks the poison, and he is no more, he is dead. And Juliet gets up, and what does she find? She finds Romeo is no more, right? Romeo is no more. So now that, how you're feeling right now inside your heart. Come on, Romeo, you shouldn't have done this. And you are also saying to Juliet that, come on, Juliet, you shouldn't have done this. But then Juliet, what does she do right now? She, number 4 actually, she stabs herself, okay? It should be number 3. And it should be number 4. Okay, she stabs herself, and then you find that's the end of the story, that's the end of the tragedy. Now, think of yourself, how the emotion has been rising up, how your emotion start to be so docile, so kind of like, it's a Dane, like the emotion surges up, it's a Dane, the highest peak, then suddenly you come to an abyss, meaning that you come to a downgrade. So at first you are in the peak, okay? You are in the peak, and then you're falling down, and falling down. You come to an abyss, okay? You just come into the deep of the ocean or the deep of the well. That's called catharsis. That's called purification of your emotion. I hope that is very clear for you. There shouldn't be any more confusion. Even those who are the student of literature, they'll be getting a very simplistic way of understanding catharsis, and catastrophe is going to help them out. Now, let me go for another one, number 17. If I have the, okay, I have the permission to erase that. because it was there for a longer time. And if it doesn't work, just pause it, then write it down. You can do it so many ways. Number 16, it should be number 17, 15, 16, it's 17. Chorus, C-H-O-R-U-S, chorus. Okay. Now, when you are thinking that, what is a chorus? Let me tell you that, have you seen in the movie or even in the music, if you have seen that there's a group of people, they just stand up together and they start singing, okay? They start up singing together, okay? That's called chorus, okay? You'll find it in lyrics in the song, we use that chorus team, they start singing together, okay? So that's called chorus. When all of you are singing together, it becomes a chorus. But for the chorus, there is an exact line that you are going to repeat all the time. Okay, so it's something like that. A group of people, just write with me. A group of people, a group of people, a group of people singing or performing together on a stage, okay? So that's known as chorus. A teamwork is a chorus. But what does the chorus do? Now you see that we have dramas, we have movies, but we don't see any more use of the chorus. But when there was a time, there was no TV channel, there was no television, people used to perform all the dramas on the stage, okay? And when they were performing everything on the stage, there is a team, okay, the chorus is going to exactly tell you what's going to happen in next. There was something like messenger, okay, they'll be standing on the stage, okay, and they'll be telling you, singing the thing and delivering the message for you, what's going to happen next, okay? That's known as chorus. Clear? So the chorus is a team who is performing on a stage or singing on a stage and delivering a message to the audience, okay? What's going to happen next? That's the message. Clear? That's known as chorus. Now, I'm just going to go for very easy one. Even if I don't erase that, it should be number 18, classic. You should understand, classic, okay? So now we say that, you know what, I heard a song last night, I saw a movie last night, it's a classic movie. And some says that, I love classic movies, but what does it mean by the classic? What do you mean by the classic? So classic definitely means that when something has been produced a long ago, but the necessity and the significance is still living, meaning that still you look for that. Now think of Paradise Lost, written by Milton. Okay. Now if you think of like Milton has written that in the 16th century, but still you are reading that in the 21st century, and it's a classic. And think of Homer's Iliad. It has been written. Homer was a blind poet, and he wrote that only from his speech. It has been transcendent, and then people started to write this. So now think of, if you're reading Homer's Iliad, it's a classic. Because, still you're reading in 21st century. If you think of Shakespeare's Macbeth, Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, we are still reading because these are all classics. And generation after generation, people will be reading that. People will be gathering new kind of sentiments and emotions from these kind of tragedies. And this is how it becomes a classic. And think of Rabindranath. If you are thinking of Kazi Nazrul Islam, these all are, they do not exist anymore, but their work is still there, and all of you are enjoying that because it's a classic. You are also listening. And even in the 21st century, where there's a postmodern era, you find that the necessity of Rabindranath is extremely high. So this is what from my side. I hope that you really enjoyed the class, and trust me, if you just see the recording only for 2 times, trust me, it's going to be very easy for you. It's not going to harm you. I hope that when you are on the bus or even when you are just sleeping, just play the lecture and just listen to the lecture, and trust me, it's going to help you out. And then remember, when you write that kind of a story or something, you must have catastrophe, you must have catharsis of your characters. It gives you to play with the emotions of the reader and the audience. Thank you so much for listening, and this recording will be uploaded soon in the YouTube. I hope that all of you will be viewing that lecture, and those who are staying at home, please stay safe and make sure that all of you are taking vaccines and all the necessary measures. And remember one thing, prayer changes luck. Thank you so much, everyone. Wish that all of you have enjoyed. Good luck for all of you. Thank you.